You're listening to The Sacred CEO, your go-to mini podcast for energy-boosted business magic. I'm Elyse Falzone, your spiritual sage, and here we treat your business like the living, breathing soul that it is. Energy meets strategy. Each episode, I'll channel insights, check in with the chakra blueprint of your organization, and give your business the soulful upgrade it's been waiting for. Let's make business sacred and successful. Gut health is the name of the game today on The Sacred CEO. What is up? We are rounding the corner into the holiday season, and if you're anything like me, it is when I do start to do some of those cheat moments. I love the cookies and the cheeses and all the things, but I don't think our gut is liking it as much. But I'm really excited to bring forward our featured guest business today, The Guts of Fermentation. This is a book and a business created and written by Michelle Heberling. And I'm excited to talk about this today because her business is new and fresh, and she's got this brilliant book that she's written. And I absolutely love the cover of your book, Michelle. Y'all got to make sure you go check it out, do a pre-order, get it in. I'm going to share a little bit more about what Michelle does and how she's here to serve before we dive into all the juicy bits of what her business is actually asking for in this moment. She says, I help people rebuild gut health and reclaim food sovereignty through fermentation. Yes. Through my book, The Guts of Fermentation, hands-on classes and companion phone app, I teach everyday people how to use real food, living microbes, and traditional techniques to improve digestion, energy, and resilience without supplements, fads, or restriction. The work serves anyone who feels disconnected from their body, their food, or the land it comes from, and wants practical, affordable tools to heal from the inside out. Yes, I believe we all most likely are a yes to this, okay? So I want to start by saying the energetic trending is spot on. The connection that I feel you have with why you created this feels spot on. It feels like it's still in the closet though, and those closet doors haven't flung open with the red carpet laid out yet for you to march out and say, this is me, this is what I've created, and every single person that walks by this red carpet gets to have this book, gets to experience this. And so we're going to look at inside of this episode for anyone, including Michelle, anyone who is feeling a little timid behind closed doors, or like you have all of the stuff, it's all ready, but now what? How do you get eyes, hearts, credit cards happening so that your business is actually growing and flourishing? So we're going to get to that. I want to just tune in here with some of the stuckness that's happening. And yes, it's okay. The big systems level vision, the big systems level vision, bringing it into clear, sustainable execution. Yes, you've got the book, the frameworks, the YouTube, the classes, the app, but wanting support around I can never say this word. Prioritization. There we go. Clean pathways and money flow. Perfect. Visibility is an edge for you. Yes, I feel that. Okay, so we're coming back. I really want to tune into this because I think this is a really big issue for many female entrepreneurs, especially, is that we are creating all of the time. We are naturally in a body that creates life form. And the life form might come in the form of a book. The life form might come in the form of relationships or ideas or creations or projects. Or of course it can come through as a baby as well. But we bring these visions forward and this bold, like, this is what I'm going to do. This is how I'm going to show who I am. And we have these big visions, and we might even go into our cave, into our cocoon, and create, 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 create. But when it comes to bringing the value that we've created into the marketplace, there's a bit of a lacking. There's a gap moment there. And so I want to talk about that gap moment, because that's where I feel, Michelle, is like the Guts of Fermentation is like ready. I mean, you are so grounded, so prepared. You have all of the ideas, you have all of the things, but now it's actually sharing it with people. And a lot of these conversations and a lot of these episodes have been around marketing, but I think, there's a lot of energy moving through. That yawning is coming through. It signifies to me a lot of energy. So whatever resistance is there in fully being seen, we just want to ask that there's some clearing around that for you or for anybody that is listening at this moment. There were many lifetimes that we as women were not actually safe to be seen. And this particular lifetime, we're trying it out. We're saying, I'm ready to be seen. I'm ready to be heard. And this message is a really valuable one. One thing that was coming through and that your business is very clear on, wow, there's so much clearing. So I'm just acknowledging whatever that energy is. Fear, resistance. I don't even think it's resistance, because you're ready. There's a readiness that's there. Your business is ready. It's super grounded. But the piece that I'm really hearing from your business, oh my God, I cannot stop yawning. Okay, so I keep yawning right as I'm about to share with you the thing that's important that your business wants to say. So this is actually showing me some resistance. There is some resistance in the field. So let's clear that right now in the throat. I've actually got to take a drink of water. And I know it's taking a long time to get to this point, but this is the real-time motion. And real-time motion and emotion showing what, oh my gosh, what your business and you are moving through right now. So now I've taken my drink of water. I'm going to ask for clarity as this comes through. Food and health are one of the biggest topics ever, right? We're constantly thinking about our health. We're constantly thinking about what we're putting in our bodies, what we're not putting in our bodies. Biohacking, oh my gosh. Allowing the sound, okay? So Michelle, this is important for you. If you can sound and tone yourself, that is going to help energetically move some things. I'm still trying to say this thing about your business. This is hilarious that there's this much resistance in whatever form it's trying to show itself in. But oh my gosh, this is, y'all who are listening to this, I'm sorry. Sorry, not sorry, because this is real time moving through the energetics of someone's business. This is what you have to be patient with in each of your businesses. Because if you're not patient with the wave of what the business is trying to show you, you will miss out on some of the most powerful details that will take your business to another level. So I'm going to say this clearly and as quickly as I possibly can, Michelle. Your business, the Guts of Fermentation, are wanting to do things differently. There is a lot of noise out there when it comes to health, products, health things. There's a lot of books out there. And so the process that you go through to bring community to your book, to bring community to your app, gets to be something special and unique. So this is where when you bring people in, like whether it is some form of a challenge that you're taking people through, maybe it has something to do with poop. I've seen some of your stuff about like poop isn't gross. It actually tells us things, which I absolutely love. But how could you play off of that? Have a poop party or a poopy party or something. I have kids, so I talk about poop a lot in my house. there's something about differentiating yourself, and there's more odds. So this is going to be a bold step for you, to be loud, to be funny, to use your personal expression through the voice of your business. I'm seeing and hearing like playful tones. While the business is very grounded, there's playful tones and playful energies that want to be very alive inside of this business, a way that draws people to what you're up to. So in these in-person events, maybe things that are, maybe you're creating and making these foods that are fermenting, and then you have people track their poo. You know, maybe there's a track your poo challenge or something like that that is drawing these people in. So for you, the biggest curiosity really is, what do you prioritize? And that is going to be an important step for you, because you have these big places that you want to expand, right? Book sales and the app and the YouTube channel and in-person events. And each one that you choose to focus on is going to have a little bit of a different strategy. It all still feels very fresh and new, which is such a sweet place to be. I love when everything is in that birthing stage. So congratulations. So now it's choosing a lane and going as fast as you possibly can, because in that quickness, you build momentum, and then the momentum can propel the other channels. And one of the biggest things about prioritizing what you want to do is truly sticking with one thing first. If you want to build your YouTube channel first, then put yourself on a self challenge. Like, post a new video every single day of the week for the next month. Like, bold, big. If you're wanting to start with the book, one of the really great things that you can do is be on as many podcasts as you possibly can, which is actually how you and I found each other here, and you've been welcomed on as a featured guest for the show, is through one of our, like, the podcasting Facebook groups that are out there. And so maybe a goal for you is to do at least 4 podcast interviews every single month, that you can be on other people's podcasts where people are hearing about your business and, you know, being guided to the place that your business is. But I think that whichever direction you take, it's got to be bold and wild. So if you're wanting to build your YouTube first, then it's like you got to focus really hard and clean on your SEO, on the keywords, on monetizing it, sending it out to as many places as you possibly can, sharing about what it is that you just posted on your YouTube channel, possibly even doing something like posting 3 to 5 times a week, every week, or even every single day, a new video for the next 3 weeks. Something that is really building momentum. And as I spoke about, I believe it was in Tuesday's episode, was all about, or maybe Thursday's episode, I don't know, what day is it? I think it was Thursday's episode. I talked about predictable presence and getting that predictability, because the predictability and that consistency builds momentum. If you're looking at in-person events, then how many networking events can you go out to? How many, even if they're online community events, every bit of your communication gets to be about those events. So what I'm really hearing is pick a lane and run. And then once you build that momentum, 30 days, 60 days, 90 days later, then you add in the YouTube, and then you add in the this. But if the book is where the formulas are, if the book is the thing that has launched this business, and the way that you're speaking, right, it is the voice of your business, literally in the form of a book, then I'm really feeling that the book is the thing that gets to sell. And from the book, people who have purchased the book then come in to a monthly gathering. But in order to drive traffic to the book, there's got to be a way that you're doing that. So whether it's consistent post on Instagram or Facebook, or the consistency in the podcast interviews, and doing it not lackadaisically. This is a very solid product that you have. I can feel the far and wide reach that this has the possibility to have. It even actually came up that it may be worth hiring a publicist for you, because a publicist is going to be able to get you into the media spots. It's going to be able to get eyes and ears onto the business. And I would highly recommend not only having your pre-purchase or pre-order button on your website, but also having a place where people can join your newsletter list, where they can get updates. They can get, when a new YouTube video goes out, they're getting deals. They get a bonus. I don't know, maybe you read a bonus chapter or a blog, or they're getting all of the information that the community that you're building is doing. And so a place where people can really drop that in. And if you have that, I missed it on your website. So it might not have been loud enough or energetically forward enough for me to see that. Okay. The monetization is the last thing that I think I really want to speak of here in this moment is, are you going to be monetizing YouTube, book sales, monetizing? I don't know if you want to get into speaking, but speaking can be a very powerful monetized lane for the business. And the in-person events, I do feel that some of them will be free events that then launch into like the book sales, or into whatever a next level program, experience, course might be for you. And also I see the flip side where there's like, actually a pretty high priced event where it's all of the ingredients that you're going to make the fermented food. They get like a 2-week challenge that comes with it. They get a copy of your book. Like, it's very curated and totally decked out. That's also a way that you can create a monetizing path. But if you try to go for all of the paths at one time, it's going to be a flop. And this book and you deserve way more than a flop. So choose one way that you want to amplify. A bajillion podcast episodes, multiple YouTube videos over and over and over and over. Consistent presence with reels or Instagram post. But I really feel like it's the book or the YouTube that has that first highlighted, spotlighted focus. This is very powerful. Get into as many rooms as you possibly can. I spoke about this recently as well, about the strategic partnerships. Where can you go that are health food stores, that are wellness centers, people who are already bringing groups and gatherings of people together, utilizing their resources, their email list to say, hey, I'd love to do an event here. Will you put this out to your community? Would you be willing to email the event to your community? And you have these in-person events, whether they're talks or they're food making, however you want to do these chats and these talks, and these in-person events, but you can utilize other people's communities to bring community to you. Because honestly, I'm going to buy your book. This is such a beautiful thing. And I know my kids, actually, one of my kids really deals with some gut stuff. And I think this would be really valuable. Places where families gather, schools. You may even go into like alternative or like private schools and bring this forward as a possible book that goes out to the parenting community. I mean, there are so many powerful ideas, but the thing is, you've got to run. Walking is not going to build the momentum in this particular business case. It is the momentum. 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 So be in momentous activity, choose the lane, run for it. And we could dive into some more nitty gritty if I can look at the full mapping of your money plan, your, learning more about your strengths, because you want to play to your strengths as well. So I hope this has been supportive, not only for Michelle, but for anyone else who has so many ideas. I know I've been that person where I have so many ideas and none of it really gets executed well because of that. And so honing in on the place that you want to run, build the momentum. Once that momentum is built, add on. Once the momentum is built, add on. Once the momentum is built, add on. And then you've developed a multifaceted company that is running and thriving with so much gusto. This has been so amazing and beautiful. I hope you all have a beautiful weekend. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Peace, love, blessings. See you later. Thanks for tuning in to The Sacred CEO, your go-to mini podcast for energy-boosted business magic. I'm Elyse Falzone, your spiritual sage, and I'll see you on the next round. And for those of you who are ready for your own business soulful upgrade, be sure to click the link below in the show notes to apply to have your business featured on the show. Love and awakening. Bye-bye.